One-handed reciprocating saws have a lot of uses, from being a arborist at your home to cutting out the catalytic converter of your neighbor's car. You can do a whole lot of things and they don't cost a whole lot. So I've assembled three no-name-ish ones and the Makita. Let's take a look at them. First we have the Engindot, Engindot. I don't know what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as my old Tack Life. This thing only costs $15, and if it cuts anything, even butter, it's worth $15, right? We got the Hyper Tough. You know, the Hyper Tough, that's highly touted. People want to know how these 12-volt tools work. Now, it's not brushless, but it is Hyper Tough. So does that mean it's going to be good? Will it cut through the belly of a ship? No. We got the Vevor or Vevor. Tough tools, half price. But does it cut more stuff? And we have the Makita, built like a beast, costs like a beast, made of gold. It's gonna have to be pretty good to be 10 times more costly than the Engindot. So we're gonna use these bad to the bone reciprocating saws to cut through a number of objects. A 2x4. We're gonna push these suckers to the limit with a giant 3x12 piece of pine. Some PVC pipe for HVAC tradesmen who need to move a plumbing pipe in a pinch. A piece of 1/2-inch rebar just to see if these suckers can do it. And another 2x4. Oh wait, a 2x4 with a nail in it. Or 3 nails. Let's cut some 2x4s! Yeah! First up, we have the Engindot or whatever. The battery's gonna be fully charged. We have a 5-pound weight chained to the saw, and here we go. Two. Two. I'm gonna call this thing the engine, and the engine is consistent, 20.8, 20.9, and 22.8. For each of these tests, I would drop the lowest score just in case there's an anomaly. I've been having some good luck with Hyper Tough products lately, so let's try this Hyper Tough one-hand reciprocating saw and see what kind of beast she's gonna be. 5-pound weight, battery fully charged. 1, 2. One, two. One, two. Dropping that really slow time, the Hyper Tough still came in way behind at almost 30 seconds on average. I've used some Vevor products in the past and they were decent for the price. 2. One. The Vevor is the best performer yet with an average time of 16.8, but we have the very well-known Makita name to bring up the rear here. Well, I can't wait to tell you guys how good this Makita spanked the competition, but I can't do that because that would in fact be a huge bald-faced lie.
That's impossible!
Two. Well, it turns out we could have used a calendar instead of a watch to time the Makita, which is a big surprise to me. Ate up half the battery. Hopefully it does better in the test coming up.
Bob, I got a bad feeling on this one, all right?
So Vevor takes first place with a 17-second average. Second place goes to the Engindot, or the Engine, at 21. Hypertough comes in third at 30 seconds on average, and Makita comes in a distant last at 63 seconds. Here is the Tack Life, Ingadingle, and it comes with a 1.5 amp hour battery. There's a trigger response. It has a battery indicator that is on the tool. You install and remove blades by twisting the collet. It is 12.5 inches long and weighs 2 pounds, 6.9 ounces. Here's the Hypertough, everyone's favorite. Comes with a 1.5 amp hour battery. All of these various batteries pretty much look the exact same. You add and remove blades by twisting the collet. It is 11 7/8 inches long and 2 pounds, 12.4 ounces. Here goes the Vevor, the brightest of all the tools. It comes with a 2 amp hour battery, which is nice. The sticker's coming off, which isn't a very good quality sign. It's 12.5 inches long and weighs in at 2 pounds, 10.9 ounces. Here's the glorious Makita. The Makita has 2 different triggers that you can use for different orientation work. Comes with a 2 amp hour battery. The Makita is 16 inches long and weighs in at 2 pounds, 14.8 ounces. When it comes to weight, the Engine is the lightest at 39 ounces. The Vevor is second at 43. Hypertough is close behind at 44. And the Makita is heaviest at 47. As far as length, the Makita is the longest at 16 inches. The Engine and the Vevor are 12.5 inches. And Hypertough is the shortest and most compact at 11.9 inches. Last week I announced a giveaway of our Makita compact brushless drill. And the winner of that brushless drill, by commenting on that video, is Funkman, which I guess is Jamaican. It says, keep doing these tool reviews, they are fun. And I said, more on the way. And I know there's more on the way because this is one of those. You're watching it right now. So congratulations to Funkman. Send me an email at the email listed below to claim your Makita drill. And you guys tune in next week to another giveaway. Not telling you what it is, but next week we're going to have another giveaway. We'll announce the winner of that the week after. But you have to be subscribed, so make sure you subscribe. You want to like the video as well, so just take a second and like the video down below. And if you want to support the channel, you can do so by becoming a channel member. You can click on that join button. I really appreciate that. Let's get back to the tool comparison to see who wins. Let's cut us some wood with nails. Get it? So the $15 Engine has done well so far. Let's see how it does with nail-embedded wood. 1, 2. Well, the Engine has revved up to more consistency. Whether or not it's going to be the fastest, we'll find out, but it's definitely consistent again and pretty good for the money. So here is the Hypertough, which costs 2.5 times as much as the Engine. Does it go 2.5 times as fast? I bet it doesn't. Let's find out. 2. So in a surprising continuation, the Hyper Tough trails the engine, which costs less than movie popcorn. Hopefully it does better in the coming tests. So many of you may not have ever heard of Vevor, but we can all agree on one thing. It's the coolest color of all of them. So the Vevor, the sticker's coming off of it already, which is kind of crappy, but it's doing okay for what it is. So fingers crossed for the Vevor, and let's see how the Makita does. Oh yeah, here we go now. All right, here comes our Makita. Will she have some redemption this time? I don't know. 2. One, 2, 3. So I had to stop here and readjust my hands on account that they cramp after using this saw for what feels like 1,000 years. So there's nothing I can really say. The Makita has been a little disappointing as far as its speeds. It's built nicely, and when you turn the little blade lock, it shoots the blade out, so that's good. So the Vevor takes first place at 27.8 seconds on average. The engine comes in second at 30.3. Hyper Tough is a distant third place at 40.9. And Makita is a very distant last place at 49.3 seconds. Let's cut a big chunk of wood. La, 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 check back later. This is the aforementioned big chunk of wood. This was milled by a friend of mine out of pine. It is 3 inches deep by 12 inches tall. Let's see how long it takes to run the battery out of these suckers. We'll start with the Engindot. Okay, so let's move on to the Hyper Tough and see how she does. Well, I thought the Hyper Tough was dead here, but once I tried to trigger again, it came back to life. The Hyper Tough gets very, very warm in this region after the testing. Now let's move on to the very brightly colored Vevor. It would be odd to say in a competition with Makita, but I think Vevor is doing the best job so far. Strange days indeed. Now, last but not least, we have our Makita, the wonderful CXT. Here we go. So that's the last ditch effort from the Makita, which does okay in this round. Stays going for over 8 minutes. It's pretty impressive, really. So the Makita actually lasted the longest, cutting through the big block of wood at 506 seconds. Vevor came in second at 457, Hyper Tough in third at 366, and the engine just was not the engine that could at 297. That's good wordplay right there. Let's cut some PVC! Starting with the Engindot, we're going to try to cut through some PVC, which should be fun and fast and make these saws look good. Two. I want you guys to make sure you see that I test every battery beforehand to make sure it's charged, and I show you guys the nice new blades that I'm using to be fair. Two. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. So again, in this test, the Hyper Tough comes in a little bit behind the Engindot. Now let's move on to everybody's favorite road sign, the Vevor Tough tool that's half the price. Two. One, two. One, two. One, two. 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 The Vevor is squarely in the lead with some very nice times. Now can the Makita get some teal redemption? Two. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. One, two. Nice try, but the Makita can't beat the Vevor. The Makita comes in last again at 6.3. The Hyper Tough is real close to the Makita at 6.2. The engine comes in at 5.2, and our Vevor friend comes in at 4.5 seconds. Let's cut some rebar! Hey, look it. These are the blades I'm going to use to cut the rebar. Two. Two, three. The Engindot is able to cut the rebar, but it takes a little while. All I want to do now is use the Vevor to cut through some rebar, but it turns out very difficult. 1, 2. Evidently there was something stuck in there causing the blade to not stay, so I did fix this. One, two. So the Vevor did beat the Engindot and becomes the fastest, but wait, we got the Makita next. Maybe this is the Makita's time to shine. One, two. Two. And the Makita knocks it out of the park, being the best one in this particular category. But what about that Hyper Tough? What happened to it? I know we're all rooting for Hyper Tough. Two. So here's the thing. The Hyper Tough stopped working. If you remember the big block of wood test, you'll see that the Hyper Tough stopped and then restarted. I thought it was just the battery sort of not being quite dead, but it's actually the fact the Hyper Tough just stopped working. It no longer functions, and it still doesn't function, at least until I open it up and try to fix it. So the Hyper Tough didn't finish, so it comes in last on account that it's broken and can't cut through rebar unless you just hit it against the rebar until the rebar breaks in half, which is going to take a while. The engine came in second to last at 82 seconds. The Vevor comes in second at 59 seconds. And I'll be darned, the Makita finally shines at 47 seconds. So I got the batteries for all these baby chainsaw wannabes. They've been drained completely. I ran them down so they would not go any farther. And we're going to see how long it takes to charge each one of these batteries. We got the Vevor with a 2 amp hour. The Makita's a 2 amp hour. The Hyper Tough is a 1.5 amp hour. And the engine is a 1.5 amp hour. Some of you might be thinking, hey now, these are different size batteries, so of course it's going to take a different amount of time. But we just want to see what the actual kits that you can buy off the internet will allow you to do. The first battery to finish is the 1.5 amp hour Hyper Tough, followed by the 2 amp hour Makita, and then the 2 amp hour Vevor. And then last and least would be the engine. So the Hyper Tough is first place in charging at 43 minutes. Makita comes in second at 62 minutes. Vevor is 64 minutes. And the engine is revving up real slow at 82 minutes. So I determined what the best saw was by the average finish in each category. The Makita was in last place at 3.4, which I think was the biggest surprise of all of this. With having a lot of experience in Makita tools, most of the time they're pretty good tools, so that was a real surprise. Hyper Tough comes in third at 2.5. I think a lot of people get excited about Hyper Tough because of the 12-volt tools they've made recently. They're pretty decent tools, but in this case, the Hyper Tough is actually behind a couple of the others, which you might have thought it would beat, including the Engine, the cheapest tool ever produced, I think. It's like $15, but it comes in second place at an average finish of 2.3, and the winner is the Vevor, or Vevor, at 1.9. Now, what do you guys think about each one of these? I definitely want you to comment on every video. It's really important to do that. And I'd like to know what you think of this score, especially since Makita comes in last and Vevor comes in first. So take care until next time, everybody, and God bless every one of you.